Here we have an example map of a buck that is bedded on the leeward side of the hill, 2/3 of the way up. He's facing towards the south with the north winds blowing over his back so he can smell everything that's coming from behind him. He can see everything below him and he can hear everything around him.
So we just got here not too long ago. We waited for the rain to die down a little bit. The sun is just starting to peek out, so it's a good time for us to head out to the top of the ridge. The wind that I'm waiting for is coming from the east, so the deer is going to be facing down into the slope and the wind is going to be coming across its back. I'm hoping to circle around the bottom of the ridge, come up the ridge, and sit up right on top, about 10 to 15 yards away from that main trail where the deer is taking to its bedding area from the food source in the morning. One thing that we do need to be cognizant about is that the deer shift depending on the way that the wind is blowing that day. And we got to be really careful about how we approach our stand and not to take trails that the deer is going to take coming into the bedding area. What I'll do is I'll sometimes walk onto the sides of the trail like this. The reason why is because I don't want people seeing where I'm going. Now, if they're good enough in seeing where I'm going, all the best to them. But one thing you want to avoid is other hunters. And you also want to avoid other hunters knowing where you're going. I'm avoiding to put any thumbtacks on, any ribbons, and I'm just using my GPS, and I'm doing e-scouting all the way through this entire process. One of the big reasons why I come out when it's raining like this, not pouring, but when it's raining or if it's drizzling, and when I get in and around the bedding area, if I do, when it rains, it washes a lot of my scent away. I'm not saying that it washes 100% of the scent away, but most of it. And any kind of cover that's going to help you, that'll allow you to get into that area without spooking the deer too much, is a positive thing. Who cooks for you? Who cooks for you all? That's what they say. This will be a good opportunity to try to get any deer coming through this way, intercepting them as they walk down the hill. But there are also deer coming from this side, crossing so they can bed over here. I'm not gonna walk this. If whoever can get up this high and whoever really wants it, they can go ahead and take it. What's going on, guys? I picked a spot where I could observe. I'm observing downhill this way, downhill this way. I'm pushed back against some trees. This isn't the ideal place because there's trails all over here too. So I had to pick and choose. I came from to my right, where I'm pointing. I bumped some deer. I don't know if they were bucks or does, but there were at least two of them. I'm here at an observation position where I'm looking at both the right and the left. Both are sloping downwards. I couldn't pick a specific spot because everywhere over here in the back end of these woods has trails, has deer tracks all over the place. Right here, about 20 yards to my right, is the only place that I've seen a buck bed. If anything comes by, I'm sure the deer to my right are gonna spook because
three deer.